Okay, I don't know what they were talking about on the couch, but I don't care because I've got an important interview here. We've got an interview with Xeppaa just coming off a pretty close loss there to Fnatic. And I want to start things out just by asking you guys how you felt coming into this tournament. A lot of the conversation around Cloud9 has been on what a crazy run LCQ was. And certain people thinking you could go all the way, and other people thinking, oh, it was just one run. How were you guys internally feeling about champions, about being able to get here and replicate that level of performance?
I can say with 100% confidence that everybody in my team believes that we can win this tournament coming in. I mean, it is our first LAN together and first LAN for me and Leaf. And I mean, this first match is just, huge stuff for us, even though we lost. But I think losing this would obviously make us bounce back even better. And I think we can run through the lower bracket and just win the event.
You've got a pretty tough group. A lot of teams or a lot of people around the community looking at your group and thinking that's a really difficult to call who's going to go out in first place, who's going to go out in second, that kind of thing. With this knockdown into the losers bracket, does it shift that mentality at all, or do you feel that it's a learning moment?
I think it's both. I don't think it really shifts our mentality as a team, but I definitely think it's a learning moment, losing. I mean, losing only makes you better and stronger at the end of the day, and I think us losing is part, benefits us obviously a lot more than, just winning. I mean, each time we lose, we're just going to get better. So, I mean, hopefully we can bounce back and, pull it out the lower bracket run.
What kind of differences were you noticing playing online versus LAN? There was pretty oscillating performances from individual players on your team. It wasn't like everybody had a bad map for all three maps, but some of the maps, some people had pretty poor performances compared to what we would expect. Some of the maps, they really stepped back up again, and it kind of alternated who was doing that. From your perspective, Xeppaa, what's it like being there at LAN, and why does it create such a difference for some people?
Well, for me personally, I don't feel a difference, at least not with this event, because there's no crowd. I think we're just it's just playing together with the other team on the other side of us, and just we see their reaction, they see us. But at least personally for me, I don't really see a difference. I think it's just the same. Just maybe if there was a crowd, there'd be a little pressure. But I mean, for me, just playing my own game. I mean, once I'm in the server with my teammates, it's all the same.
You've been really finding form recently, especially towards the end of LCQ, a lot based around kind of how you've been playing Raze and some of the KO stuff that you've been innovating too. What's the process like for you finding which agent you want to play on certain maps or against certain opponents?
Well, it all just depends on what we're feeling and what comp we want to use, and just depends on the team we're playing. We obviously do scouting reports on the team we're playing against, and I mean, most of the time we on Icebox, the last time we played Icebox, I was playing Reyna, and then just hour or 2 hours before, we just decided that we wanted to play Raze, or our team wanted me to play Raze, and I'm like, I'm okay, I'm down to play anything, honestly. And I mean, it's just what we're feeling, to be honest. After scouting, doing a scouting report on Fnatic, and it's always going to be the same with every other team. It just depends on what we think they're going to play on what map, and our comp can change at any second, any day. And I think that's the reason why we're one of the better teams, because I think our agent pool for all of us are really flexible. I think we can change at any minute, any second, and just throw off the other team.
What do you think were some of the issues that you faced on that first map on Icebox? It feels like pretty comfortable territory for both teams, and yet they were able to take away a pretty decent win there.
Honestly, I think we were playing a little too passive. I mean, at least with me. I mean, a lot of the times I felt like I couldn't get a shot off, or I didn't have a chance to shoot anybody back in the first game. I mean, maybe it just lack of reps on playing Raze on the map, but it's hard to say. We have to go back and watch the VOD.
There was also a pretty large comeback on Split. If I remember correctly, I think you guys were down 6-11 or something like that, and you ran it all the way back towards the end of Split. When you're going through the motions there, the first half ends 5-7, must have been feeling relatively confident. What is it about the momentum that made it flip for those final rounds? Was it something you figured out tactically, or was it a mentality swap, somebody calling really nicely? What was the driver behind that big comeback on Split?
I think a lot of it was just momentum based. I think Fnatic obviously had the momentum winning like 3-4 rounds in a row, and I think we just realized that we just needed a little simple adjustment. And I mean, after we won that one round, it just our momentum shifted, and I think everybody just really got energetic and just really hyped that we won. And just like after that, just the same way we came back on Fracture. I mean, we knew that we can win the map at any point in the time, and I mean we did it. We just had to believe and trust in each other, but I mean, we couldn't pull out the win today.
Leaf had a pretty spectacular performance towards the end of Split to be able to get you guys back into the game and power that comeback. And we usually expect the duo of Leaf and Xeppaa to be powering a huge amount of the firepower for Cloud9. And Leaf was pretty good on the first map and seemed to just kind of steadily fall off a little bit compared to what we normally expect of him being a god tier fragger and somebody that's so important in your entry stuff. Do you feel like there was a LAN influence there, or is that just one bad game? What's your perspective as a teammate playing alongside a duelist player that's normally doing a lot of that work? Did that change the way that you had to play if he's not delivering the kills?
Well, I personally, from what I see, I definitely don't think it's a nerve or anything. I think it's just one bad game, and he's going to shake it off and just, obviously just, start helping the squad. I feel like his ability, he can definitely make anything happen at any moment of the time. And I think it's just one bad game from him, and he'll bounce back.
Okay. Final question before I let you go. How comfortable did you guys feel with the third map being Fracture? You had the momentum heading out of Split, but then the third map is completely unknown territory from our perspective. We have no idea how good Cloud9 are at the map because you haven't played it. You haven't had the chance or the opportunity. How confident were you heading in? What's the preparation been like?
I mean, for us as a team, no matter what map we choose or what map we play, we're all 100% confident winning the map. I mean, we expected, well, we believed that we might pick Fracture, but us floating Fracture third map, I mean, we honestly thought we were going to 2-0 them, to be honest, and not have it let it go to three maps. But I mean, we're 100% confident on winning every single map.
Does any of that get adjusted afterwards? Are there going to be shifts and VOD reviews in terms of what roles and agents people should be playing, in terms of like the Raze and Icebox, the Fracture composition or the Fracture pick in general? Or are you just guys clean reset, go next, exactly the same game plan, we can just win next time? What's the feel like in the team at the end of that match?
We'll definitely have a little VOD review, but I mean, like I said, just it all depends on what team we're playing and how we're feeling that day, before, our 1 or 2 scrims before our match. I think a lot of it is just scouting them out and just, whatever we're feeling, we just choose and play. That's about it.
Well, thank you very much for coming and doing the interview with me, Xeppaa. Good luck in the game against Full Sense as well.